Hey, this is Brian. Welcome back to the High Impact TV channel. It has been years, and all of a sudden, out of the blue, the High Impact TV channel's back, the Grease Monkey Vids channel's back, and the High Impact Flicks main channel is back. Never thought I'd see them. They've been gone for a long time. I'll talk about all that stuff later, but I want to talk about what Alex Jones is discussing right now, which is the fact that the Supreme Court struck down his appeal and stuck Alex Jones, or kept him stuck with the $1.4 billion lawsuit by the Sandy Hook parents. Here's what Alex Jones has to say about it.
I want to finish up on the subject of InfoWars and the First Amendment, which if I was covering this happening to somebody else, I wouldn't believe it. I mean, they just did it to Mike Lindell. I already covered that yesterday. I got all the articles. Judge finds him guilty. $1.5 billion. The interest I owe them is $400 million right now, so it's almost at $2 billion. Though the Supreme Court of Connecticut reduced it by $300 million, so I guess it's at about $4.7 billion. It's meant to scare people, and folks ask, well, what's going to happen next?
Now, whatever you may think about Alex Jones, he is right about this. It is meant to scare people because this is a broad spectrum psychological operation brought to us by the social engineers and the psychological operators who are using Alex Jones in this projection campaign. This is more than being about Alex Jones and Free Speech Systems, which is his parent company. This is about the powers that shouldn't be going after your free speech and my free speech, basically going after all Americans through Alex Jones. And it is a fear campaign. This is a problem, reaction, solution campaign. Now, what Alex Jones should have done, and remember, whatever you think about Alex Jones, personally, I think he's an Israeli shill. He's a Zio banker shill. He's constantly protecting Israel. He's constantly in the tank for Donald Trump. Whereas if Barack Obama did the exact same thing Donald Trump did, he'd be against Barack Obama, but because it's Trump and he's got an R next to his name and he's playing for Team Red, of course, Alex Jones is going to play the left versus right paradigm lie, which is also always poisonous, always dangerous, always explosive. Politics is now and will always be the clever and deceptive art of using euphemisms, lies, emotionalism, and fear-mongering in order to dupe average people into accepting and even demanding the chains of our own enslavement. And this guy right here is a parrot for the left versus right paradigm lie. But he's right. This is an attack on free speech through Alex Jones, because if they can get you to be scared about telling the truth or giving your opinion or disagreeing with the government's official story, then they got you exactly where they want you. Alex Jones, the best thing he could have done is stuck to his guns. He should have said, according to my research, according to my investigations and my on-the-ground reporters, and then bringing information back to me, I concluded this about Sandy Hook. Now you, CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, you concluded what you concluded, but I looked at you and I was like, you know what? They have a pattern of lying. They have a pattern of peddling military industrial complex grade lies like weapons of mass destruction, getting us into long and costly and failed and dangerous wars. So I don't trust them. So I'm going to do my own research. I'm going to conduct my own investigations. Here's what I concluded. Here's my evidence. You show me what you've got in contradiction to what I say, and let's meet in the middle and let's talk. That's what free speech is. Now, my speech, you may not like it, but then they kind of hurdled over Alex Jones and said, well, you know what? Because of Alex Jones's rhetoric, you actually animated people who listen to your show to go out there and harass the Sandy Hook parents and to go to their homes and to threaten them. Well, that's absolutely bogus, because you and I can't control what our audience does when we try to present them the truth. Now, Alex Jones tried to present what he perceived as the truth. In my opinion, he should have stuck with it. If he stuck with it, then he would have said, this is my opinion versus CNN's opinion. I think CNN is wrong. I think they're telling lies. You think I'm wrong. You think I'm telling lies. Hey, it all falls under the umbrella of free speech. But what did he do? He capitulated. And then they got the crack that they needed to stick their foot in the door, fling it wide open, and attack everybody's free speech.
I have a non-dischargeable debt, even though the bankruptcy law is set up to not do that, even though America was founded to get rid of debtor prisons. They lied to the federal court and said it was non-dischargeable. At that point, it wasn't. They got that through. Judge Lopez washed his hands and like Pontius Pilate and literally, sent me off to be crucified. That's fine. The good news is I'm not a high roller, and and with Texas laws and things, I can have a house, a car, whatever, sponsors, all the rest of it. I'll be able to travel, working and covering things. I'll be an employee. I'll be the news director of the Alex Jones Network. They're going to attack that, but it's all 100% real companies, real money, real people, not me. And then they'll just run into a brick wall. And they'll depose me all the time and harass my family and everything. And that's fine. I know you're scum. I know you're globalist. And so, quite frankly, this morning when I was doing my 6th set of deadlifts, 6 reps with a heavy poundage, I was just thinking about how you want to crush me.
You know what? You can have an opinion. This really pisses me off the more I think of it. You can have an opinion that somebody who appears on the camera saying a certain event happened and then they cry, you can have an opinion that you don't believe that what you're seeing is genuine. Can't you have that opinion? Because they're basically saying, no, Alex Jones can't have that opinion. Because when you express that opinion, then you radicalize all these people who are listening to your show. And when they're radicalized, then they go and do dangerous things. So opinions are dangerous things. That's hate speech. That's slant. No, it's not slant. It's your opinion that you don't believe that person right there who's crying on the screen, those don't look like real tears to me. Looks like there's a bunch of fakery afoot. The court is saying through Alex Jones to you and me, to all Americans, you can't have that opinion. And if you express it, we will economically pummel you into the ground until you're powder.
I did 500 sit-ups 2 days ago. On top of the hour-long workout. I was doing them for you because you want to take me down. You want me to be weak. So that's the opposite. You're going to get my full force resistance because I know we're critical in this fight. We got people counting on us to stand up to the tyrants. But in closing, I want to shift gears here with you.
You're not standing up to tyrants when you capitulate to tyrants. Never should have came off that position, Alex.
Viva. This is so oppressive and so draconian and so un-American. And like you have similar laws in Canada, it's all out of British common law. This really overturns the Magna Carta that's 1,000 years old where you're supposed to get a jury trial. I mean, they finally came to the king and said, we're going to have juries, dude. You're not all powerful or we're going to cut your head off. So, and the UK is getting rid of jury trials to a great extent. This is a real crisis, and they want to set precedent, they've said, with my name demonized, believing that a bunch of insulated judges that still are in the corporate bubble think, well, Alex Jones is so demonized, we're not going to defend him. What needs to be done about this? I mean, this is a big deal. People need to put pressure on the Trump administration, not just for us, folks, but for everybody, because this is happening.
I'd say interesting point, actually, just not to ignore. This is the way for corrupt judges to bypass jury trials. It's as if it wasn't already easy enough to stack a jury to take these cases in jurisdictions where you can, make predictive guesses as to how a jury is going to lean. This is how judges now have found the method to just bypass jury trials altogether. We've seen them do it in defamation cases, but now it's like, all right, well, we don't need a jury because there's a default judgment.
Exactly. That's another thing that's going on. So it's not just a projection campaign to go after your free speech rights. Remember, according to the Declaration of Independence, that's unalienable rights. In other words, rights that weren't given to you by government and can't be legitimately taken away from you by government. And yet that's exactly what this government did. Took away Alex Jones and by extension, all of our rights to air our opinions in the public square, which today is online. And then they don't even give you a jury trial. You can't even stand in front of your peers, which, by the way, a lot of peers are so brainwashed. That's it's not even a saving grace. There's so many people out there who believe in fake stream CIA infiltrated Operation Mockingbird, MK Ultra Media, that they would lean against giving you or keeping your free speech rights intact.
Lindell, Giuliani, etc. People do need to get mildly outraged about this, and the Trump administration needs to get involved in this, because I do wonder whether or not there's anything for Harmeet Dillon to potentially look into when we're talking about effectively constitutional violations that, unreasonable fines. I mean, it's just, we say like, oh, it's a new standard, it's inflation. This is not just unheard of, it's untethered from reality, that you can just issue these orders of hundreds of millions of dollars in damages, punitive damages, 90 million
Was
here.
it the Oxycontin settlement that killed hundreds of thousands of people around this number?
Yeah, I think it was less, because I remember Rogan was talking about that, and I think it was less. But even if it's the same, and even if it's within the same ballpark, it's untethered from reality. And like you say, this is a way of creating an indentured servant for the rest of your life.
It's actually creating a new reality, which is our current reality. More importantly, it's untethered from morality. It's a clean break away from do to others what you would want done to you. None of these judges, none of these prosecutors would want the kind of trial that they're dishing out to the Mike Lindells or the Alex Joneses or whoever of this world. They're not going to afford you that same constitutional right to have a jury trial. So that's what this is all about. This is a projection campaign. It shows that it's aiming at Alex Jones, but in reality, it's a broad spectrum psychological operation and campaign against unalienable rights of freedom of speech, your basic right. Thanks for coming back to the High Impact TV channel. I forgot what it was called. I haven't even said it in such a long time, but thanks for coming back. Once your channel disappears, you basically disappear off the face of the earth and people just forget about you. So thanks for coming back. If you want to support this channel, you can do it for free. Just keep your money. Don't give your money to me. Don't give your money to anybody else. Things are expensive. Buy food, buy clothing, provide shelter and electricity for your family. But if you want to support this channel, you can do it for free. Just like this video, share it with everybody you know, subscribe to this channel, hit the bell notification icon so you can be alerted when I upload brand new videos. And I'm going to try to do them frequently once I get this channel up and running. But please share. Please let people know High Impact Flicks main channel is back. Grease Monkey Videos channel is back. High Impact TV is back. And so is High Impact Vlogs. And I have two new channels called Here's the Deal, which is my police accountability channel, and The Disturbing Illusion, where we expose the left versus right paradigm lie. And if I remember, I'll try to leave all of those links in the description. I really appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging out. I will see you in the next one.